Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Now Fields going to throw on the first play. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
One play action. Fields under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Queen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Chase Young providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game, and eventually we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game. And you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a first down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will
and in for the Lions, touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A huge play there for Chicago. 44 yards. Play action. It's Fields. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Chase Young. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Meanwhile, Fields' throw there into the hands of Ross. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
He'll buy some time right. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. On the draw, it's Pollard. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
This is our time. Our time.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it?
Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown, 68 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Fields. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. A big play there for Detroit, 42 yards. After one, a 14-3 ball game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
The point after is good, and the lead is up to 18 now. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Off play action, Fields going deep downfield for Ross, and unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
On the move past the 40, and he's going to get this down near the 25.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver, and as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Left side, he finds Pierce. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. They'll look to set up his blockers. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. We get a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage a quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's third year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. On 1st down, Fields completes it to Fant on the right side. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Fields now to throw. Going right back to Fant. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Forced out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time. And the Lions have got it on cruise control. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Aiden Hutchinson. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the visiting Packers who were able to come in and win this one on the road. Aaron Rodgers sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. We'll stay in the NFC South as we head over to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Davis Mills has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. The Vikes win is a big one there as they move above 500 at 7-6 and keep themselves in the mix for a possible playoff berth. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit Lions getting set for another series here.
Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play. He makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Flushed out right. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's Herbert. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000 yards is not totally out of the realm of possibility. The way he is playing, I think he's going to get there.
Herbert on first down now. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete to Pierce. Room here to run. On the move past the 40. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime in trying to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground. Incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 20-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Darnell Mooney.
48 yards.
And the Bears take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And now the rookie's free. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Lions.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval. from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Fields. Swinging this out for Pollard.
So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception. So we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
He's got this complete to Williams.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Jameson Williams
with career touchdown number 163. That moves him past LT and into 3rd place all time.
And the Lions extend their lead yet again.
And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the 29, Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard, and he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Fields throwing again. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Fields. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Pollard again. There's the stiff arm. About 3 yards there to the 27.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. He hit his first one. This from 44 yards out now. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes a field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
107 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38.
On the counter, it's Taylor.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives...
And in for the Lions touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Bears offense ready to get going again. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line.
Back to throw. Fields.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Now it's Fields.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
From the 50, here's Fields. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Throwing again is Fields.
Open. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way.
Now it's Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Out of the gun, Fields. There's Mooney with another catch.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for Detroit, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Bears, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.